People are looking forward to that. Well, in a quick wrap-up now, we're going to just talk with Bridge Parisnod. Bridge, of course, is the show host and presenter on Talk City 91.1 FM in Trinidad and Tobago. He's been covering the entire series. Bridge, it's a pleasure to have you on our program. How do you assess the series for the West Indies? They lost 2-0, but they lost with some, perhaps, pride intact.
Thank you for having me, Barry, and your show. The West Indies team have shown a renewed vigor and spirit competing against the mighty Aussies at home. And this is a good sign that the team is changing in the way they approach the match and competition, with John Dyson as the coach, David Williams assistant coach, manager Omar Khan. We see it seems that the team is bonding better. Leadership, Sarwan, the first 2 test matches, did a great job. We almost won the first test. When I say we, the West Indies team, almost won the first test. Lack of application the very first session. And the Aussies were able to press home the advantage, and they won by 95 runs.
Let's look at the man of the series. Shivnarine Chanderpaul continues to score runs from the time the England tour was finished last year to then back here in the Caribbean. He's been the run machine for the West Indies throughout South Africa as well. How do you assess Chanderpaul as a man of the series? Age 33 now. Obviously, he's going to play another 3 or 4 seasons. Well,
age 33 is still young internationally in cricket. 442 runs, an average of 147.66. That's fantastic. In actual fact, of all the series between Australia and West Indies, that's the highest average.
Who was your star in the Australian team for the series?
Brett Lee, the bowler. He was the spearhead of the attack on pitches that was not really conducive to real fast bowling. And at times when he was given the ball, he had to work very hard. So I would say that he's the guy who really came good when Ricky Ponting wanted him. And he showed the aggression which is required as a fast bowler. So
the Test series is now behind us. Let's look forward to the One-Day series. We think the West Indies will be more competitive. Will they be able to at least, if not win the One-Day series, win at least 2 or 3 of those One-Day internationals to win the series?
The West Indies players will fancy their chances in the One-Day series more than the Test matches because it's the 50 overs format. And we have got a lot of exciting young players in the team. They will want to express themselves. They're at home support. And when we look at the way the team has played over the last couple of years in the one-day matches, especially against England last year, they did pretty well against the Sri Lankans at home. They also held their own. So against this Australian team, which has lost the services of Glenn McGrath, Shane Warne, and a couple of others.
Adam Gilchrist as well.
Adam Gilchrist is a very significant player. So I think that the West Indies team...
They did have Matthew Hayden.
So they will go into the series with a lot of renewed confidence against the Australians, and they would want to come back and want to win the series in the one-day.
Lots of one-day cricket to be played now before the next Test series for the West Indies. They go to Toronto in end of July, August. Then they go to the ICC Champions Trophy in Pakistan. Then they take a break, and then they go to another Test series in New Zealand at the end of the year. What's going to be the program like for the West Indies players now?
Well, a lot of... depends on the West Indies Cricket Board. How do they plan to keep these players fit? Because we have seen over the years, each tour, we've got players called to the squad, not fully fit.
That's right.
Right, so they need to look into how these guys manage themselves out of competition, because they're playing international cricket, and you've got to be ready. When you're called for tours, you must be out there to express yourself, to do well, and to fit into the roles that are assigned to you, because in each team, each player is given specific roles, so you need to be ready to respond. And we have seen that. Ryan Hines is a great example. Outstanding batsman, all-rounder, a key player for the Barbados team, called to the West Indies team, not fully fit, unable to play, not to hold his position in the team, not to give the coach and the captain the balance as a left-arm spinner and in the middle. So we've got a batsman short there, an all-rounder, so to speak, in the West Indies team. And he's been a prolific scorer for the Barbadian team over the years. So I think he's a classic example. There are many others we can look at. They're not fully fit to play international cricket.
All right, so they must indeed work on their fitness levels between now and the next Test series, which is at the end of the year against New Zealand, before England come here early in 2009. Bridge Parisnod, talk show host with 91.1 FM Talk City in Trinidad and Tobago, commentator who's been covering the series. We thank you so much. We hope you've enjoyed the highlights throughout the entire 3 to 4 weeks when the Aussies have been here for the Digicel Test series. We will be turning our attention to one-day cricket, as I said, from next week on Sajika's Line of Length. We hope we'll have some positive news to report when we see you next week, Wednesday. I'm Barry Wilkinson. Bye-bye.